Good morning. This is Audrey June, aka Soft Child Oracle. Today I'm going to do something a little different. So, for me, a huge part of my awakening has been this book, right? And it was literally Spirit. I was like on Amazon. I know we shouldn't be doing Amazon, but I was on Amazon and I I noticed this book, right? It's called The Sophia Code. And I looked into it and I ordered it right before I left for New Orleans. And it's a channeled book. Kaya Ra, she was in, I think she was, where was she? I think she actually was on Mount Shasta. Let me double check this. Yeah, she was on Mount Shasta, right? And if you know anything about Mount Shasta is a huge energy vortex. It's believed that underneath Mount Shasta there is a city, there's Lemuria, right? Lemuria is one of the original cities in North America from back in the day, back when in the center of the earth, right? And there's a bunch of stuff about it, take it or leave it. If it speaks to you, it speaks to you. But Kaya Ra, she had a channeling session with Sophia. And Sophia is the divine feminine Christ consciousness. So this book kind of creates activation. Like, it doesn't create, right? It's channeled. So there are 7 goddesses. Well, not really goddesses, but ascended masters. And these ascended masters, they activate different aspects of your own sovereign divinity. And so I just did key code 6, which is Kuan Yin. And I keep getting you've noticed this already. I kept getting Kuan Yin in my cards, right? And what I find beautiful and interesting about these transmissions is that every time I'm journaling and I'm reflecting on a certain aspect and I feel guided to go into the book, it's exactly what I've been looking for. So Kuan Yin, she is the key code for self-compassion and healing the inner child. So her mantra, which is Om Padme Mane Actually, I did it backwards. It's actually Om Mane Padme That is an extremely healing mantra. I've done, at this point, that was the 6th of the activations that I've done, and this one made me cry really intensely. I really got into it, right? I really felt the compassion. I really felt my inner child's wounds. So this is kind of a recommendation to get that book if you feel interested in it. It's also, I am going to pull a card today, but I wanted a different feeling for it, right? So instead of my usual sitting, I am next to a tree. I am close to where I did this activation, and I can feel the current of compassion. And it's interesting because it also comes back to what my mentor, Kambi Siri, had asked me when he was in New Orleans last year, like in October. It wasn't October. It was shortly before. No, it was I think it was October. Because it was before Halloween, I believe. Or it was March. Anyway, no, it wasn't March. He asked me, and he felt weird asking me this, but he asked me, why am I so good at taking care of other people? And then he paused, and I said, and not good at taking care of myself. And I told him it has to do with the fact that I was never nurtured as a child, not in the way that I needed. And I think that's true of a lot of people. And that's ultimately why I became a teacher, and it's why I am a healer, and it is why I am able to reach people in a way that other people aren't. I can see deeply into people's pain and into their compassion, and I can see their full potential beyond what they're demonstrating at the moment, which is a double-edged gift according to the world. But Kuan Yin really has taught me that that is the key to my sovereignty, to my divinity. And I feel lighter. After doing this activation, I feel really good. So I just wanted to share that, and I wanted to share the mantra. And if you have never heard of Kuan Yin, apart from my readings, maybe go and look her up, because her story is amazing. And if you do have the book, Sophia Code, and you're struggling with self-compassion and self-love, you might want to skip to the 6th activation, because that's what it's about. Though I've been going in order. I only have one more left to do. So the question here, the question that I'm going to ask today is, and here we go, changing the angle. I know it's so unprofessional, so not YouTube-like. But the question, I am in my Aboriginal Goddess Chakra cards. And the question I am going to ask Spirit is, how do we cultivate this karuna? It's interesting. It's karuna, compassion within ourselves. On a daily basis, how do we return to the center of self-love? And you know what also is interesting is that my mom texted me while I was doing my activation, and I heard the owl. And apparently there was an owl at my mom's on the porch. And she sent me a picture. And if you know anything about the owl is the protector of the goddess of wisdom, Athena. Oh my God, and the lizard is next to me. Wow, there are two. They are right next to me. Oh my God, that is amazing. And that, oh my God, they're like right on me. And I saw it, and it had a blue belly. And they're right there. Anyway, yeah, so the lizard is adaptability, flexibility, also really emanates the Sophia dragon of compassion. But the owl is a totem for secrets and denial, like really opening into our own denial. Which, in order for us to heal our inner child, we need to accept the vulnerability within it. So, Spirit, what is our message for today? How do we, on a daily basis, keep love within ourselves? I got Pele. Take a moment. Look at the card. What do you see? I see the ancient volcano goddess coming out. She's reaching for the crescent moon. We've got the yellow, which is the solar plexus, which is the will, right? Is also the color of Oshun, the sun, illumination. So Pele is telling us to surrender to what we are, instead of trying to put ourselves in boxes that we don't belong in. So I'm going to read what our book has to tell us about Pele. But ultimately, it is that ecstasy, it is that dance, it's that joy, and it's that radical self-acceptance. That's how we remember to love ourselves first and foremost. To allow ourselves the love that we give to everybody else. Unconditional love starts with self. So, let's see here. They're moving behind me, these beautiful lizard creatures. All right. Pele is a fiery Hawaiian goddess of volcanoes, and with such powerful energy is able to erupt and enable growth. She can change the shapes of land and allow nature to rebuild and reshape itself into something else that is equally, if not more beautiful than before. Pele was born to become the goddess of water. However, after discovering and becoming fascinated with the fires from the underworld, she accidentally set fire to her home where she lived in Tahiti. Pele represents the eternal flame and energy within each of us. She can reunite passion and enthusiasm and promote positive action. Confidence emanates from Pele and encourages us to move forward in our lives to reach our fullest potential. Like Pele, you are usually full of confidence and creativity. However, of late, you are questioning your life's purpose and the direction in which you're heading. This lack of self-confidence is manifesting as fear at the very depths of your being, right? That indirection, that fear, that anxiety, it opens up opportunities and then shuts them down just as easily. Remember that when you're manifesting, you have to be clear and focused on your purpose. You have to feel it in your body, in your heart. You're a very spiritual being. You are a very spiritual being. Please recognize that what's happening to you is not healthy for your emotional being or your physical body, right? So that doubt, it weighs us down in a physical way. It clogs up, just like our pores get clogged, so does our ability to manifest, so does our spirit. So release that doubt, right? And that kind of comes back to the self-love mantra, right? If you're feeling that doubt, like, you can look it up on YouTube, you can say it yourself. It's Om Mani Padme Hum. Reconnect to yourself through sound tonal healing. Close your eyes for a moment and search for that fear in your body. If you cannot understand the source of the fear, worry not. With your next few breaths, engulf that fear with the energy of universal white light and unconditional self-love, right? That's, right? We got Kuan Yin, we got the universal self-love. We have to heal our inner child. Imagine the fear beginning to change shape and grow into something beautiful and wondrous. Over the following few days, as you begin to see change and will be presented with an opportunity that you dared not hope for, keep growing that space inside and allow your fiery passion to transform and create the new you, right? So we are the phoenix. We are confronting ourself. In order for us to truly heal, they always say this, you have to love yourself first, right? You have to go to the roots of the problem, and you need to embrace your inner child. You need to understand what it is that causes that fear. Whatever fears and hangups that still exist in your life, you need to get at the root of it, and you need to be able to heal it yourself. I'm going to pull one more card from my Lightworker Oracle deck. Okay. All right. So we've got play. So this is what our inner child needs. That's what I was thinking. So we have play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious, right? We look at her. She is dancing in a chalice, right? The chalice is emotions. We see the sun coming into the icy caves. She's in water. She's on a carpet. She's just really enjoying herself, and she's appreciating herself, and she's celebrating herself. She's seeing herself, right? Uninhibited. Why so serious? Don't be so serious all the time. That's what play is telling us. Don't dim to fit in. Wow, there's 3 cards. I thought there was only 2. So we can see the Eye of Horus up here, the pyramid, and the light radiating. She's covering her eyes because she doesn't see the criticism of the world around her, right? So this has to do with the things that the cultural expectations that we've grown up in, the ways that we've learned to shame ourselves and to dim our true authentic light within ourselves. So when it says don't dim to fit in, how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So which of these cultural expectations are creating or blocking your self-love and your own compassion? So this isn't saying don't care about people, like be rude and belligerent and disrespectful. This is actually saying more, how have we internalized criticism in a way that has created separation between ourself and our authentic self. So between our higher self and ourself. Because if you think about it, our divine purpose is natural to us. We know it in our heart what we're supposed to do. But the fears of society have kind of weighed down on us and have fettered us down to dim the light within that's natural and exuberant. So that's what this card is telling us. And then finally, we have the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. So this particular card is speaking to the old souls out there. A lot of us on this planet right now, especially light workers, have incarnated in multiple ways. Some of us have been able to access that through dreams, through Akashic records, through feelings. And then others of us have chosen in this lifetime not to remember our past lifetimes. That actually came up with Kuan Yin as well. She intentionally chose not to remember her past lifetimes because she was a star seed from the Pleiades. So I'm going to read what it says in this one because I felt the need to. Mystics and sages throughout the ages have predicted this period in history, and you decided to incarnate in the middle of it. There's no mistake that you're supposed to be here at this time of great change. If you ever feel unprepared or daunted by the path that's calling you, know this. You've been training for this for lifetimes. You're way more than the days that have breathed through you in this life. You're also all of the lifetimes that came before you. All of these experiences have polished your soul into the most magnificent expression that is your authentic self. Your soul has many facets. Imagine a fingerprint. Your soul is 1,000,000 times more intricate than that. If you put together all of the fingerprints of all of the people you've been, you would not even get close to fathoming how much of a unique masterpiece you are. You came in with a clear soul plan. You came with wisdom beyond your years. This is the part of you that longs to be seen. This is the part of you that's ready to step forward. That is ready to emerge. This is not the lifetime to stay hidden, but to step forth, be seen, and rise. So we're going to do the Work Your Light activation. So you can hold the heart. You can just look at it, right? Or you can create. Actually, you know what I want you to do? I want you to create a triangle and hold it to your heart, because that is the same as looking at this card. And repeat after me. I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I am ready to embody them all now, without hesitation and without fear. I have been training for this for lifetimes. So after you do that activation, you may want to meditate and see if you can go into your Akashic records and remember some of your past lifetimes. You may want to dance. You may want to put on whatever music or mantras make you feel alive. Either way, remember that you are a unique soul. There is nobody out there like you, and we are in a unique time. This is a great awakening, and we as light workers need to hold the faith. In order to hold the faith and hold the light, you've got to give yourself the same loving compassion that you give to everybody else. I love you. Have a good day. Namaste.